dude. Oh, going live. Going live. This is going to be fun. It's going to be so much fun with you, Jack, isn't it? Because you're a live wire. So let's just give it a couple of minutes. See who's out and about today. Being Monday. Hi, Mad Bio. Great to see you. Always. Thank you for popping by. Hi. Happy. Hey, what? You stuck your tongue in my mouth. Literally. Hi, Mr. V. Hi, 23 Drift King. Thank you for popping in today. My lady. He's always so polite, 23 Drift King. Kelly, Hannah. I'm good. How are you? Yeah, thank you, Kelly. I do appreciate it. Always lovely. Hi, Melissa. Welcome today. Four Hearts Ranch. Lovely to see you. Miss you too, 23 Drift King. I've been watching your videos. Yeah, I have Jack. I'll lower this a little bit. Maybe that might be better and you might be able to see him. Big boy, my Jack these days, but very comfortable being out. He knows what it's about being out. As you would know, he loves to go to all the hangout spots and explore here in this room. He's very much at home in and out of his enclosure. So that's a little bit about what, I'd like to bring up today is that subject of, as my title says, consistency with your snakes, because it plays, thanks, 23 Drift King. Jack is my oldest snake that I have. And if you don't know what Jack is, he is a coastal carpet python. So he's partly grown. He's still got a bit of growing to do, but he's already one of my big snakes. Hi, TJ. Yeah, and a heavy. Like Jack has got to be, I don't even know. I'm shocking it at weighing just by holding, but I know he's a good weight. Yeah, people pick him up and are quite surprised and go, I didn't realise he was that heavy, but he is quite heavy. And Jack is now eating quite extra large rats for his meals. At this point, we don't get colossals or anything here in Australia. And I've got a video actually coming up about our feeders and how much I get for the price I pay. And I'd be very interested to know what you guys over there in the US and other countries think about our prices compared to yours, whether you think it's really expensive or it's not, because for me, I think it's really expensive to feed snakes here in Australia. Hang on. I'm going to have to keep on grabbing Jack because he's very adamant about where he would like to go, which is up there. And as you can see, it's hard to hang on to Jack when he's out. That's why I pretty much give him freedom. And it's not because I don't want to handle them or that they hate me handling them. They just like freedom and they like to go and do what they want to do. Pretty much in my house, my snakes get a massive amount of freedom in their life, as you know. So he is like, Mum, why aren't you letting me go? I just want to go and hang out somewhere. And I will let him do this very shortly because I can't hang on to him forever. I would be huffing and puffing and exhausted very quickly. I'll move this out the way. Hi, Kenneth from the Kentucky fan, welcome today. I was watching a live feeding video from Reese's Pythons. I've been kind of busy, but I try to get to most people's lives as much as possible, but we do know how difficult that can be, and I'm trying to get him to loosen off around my neck just fractionally, because my face is going to start going red than what it probably already is at this point. I've been on a bit of a roll, and I know I've been on a bit of a roll lately when it comes to talking about predictability and all those things that so many people are of the opposite opinion. And I tried very hard with each of my videos to show you exactly how predictable your snakes really are. I know that a lot of people have a basic idea of what their snakes are like, whether they're ones that are a bit snappy when you go into their enclosures or not, and so on. But I honestly believe that if you spend time with each of your snakes, they are so predictable. And this is where consistency comes into it, and why I want it to be a topic to talk about today with everybody. And I like to bring a topic to the table. You are more than welcome to ask me any questions along the way. Of course, that is not, hi Brian, welcome, thank you so much for popping in today. And I've gotten quite serious, I guess, with my videos lately, and not just been, showing you them outside or talking about those topics that are quite controversial when it comes to keeping snakes. And the topic of predictable and tolerating as humans, I do know is, it is cold, TJ. Very cold here at the moment. I have been fortunate enough around the midday, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, to be able to get my snakes out. And why I say I'm fortunate, not just fortunate, it's fortunate not just because my snakes love being able to get outside, but it's fortunate. 71. Wow. I'm not very good in 71 to Fahrenheit. We're sort of all in Fahrenheit to Celsius. Yeah, he is a buddy, TJ. Honestly, he is a buddy. There's a snake, apart from Lily, that is my buddy. It's Jack. And probably because of the years and so much more time I've had with them to my other snakes at this particular point, I can call them my buddy. So, yeah, getting outside is not just because they love it, but because, my snakes use outside to go to the toilet. And for the likes of Jack and Lily especially, they don't want to dirty in their enclosures. And Jack mainly, and Lily, I've got to say Lily, I can't not say Lily will not do it in their enclosure. And if I leave them, they just won't go. And hence why I love getting them out. Over winter, that's really difficult on them. Hi, Jay Green. Thank you for popping in today. And I always say that, but I do appreciate everybody who can drop in, even like I've always said, to say hello. It's great to see some new people. And I made a video. Well, I made a comment actually. Hi, Jimmy. I see you there. Yeah, thanks, Jay Green. It's my pleasure to have you here. I might spin you around so you see a little bit of what Jack is up to over there, and you can still see me. Hi, Mary Ellen. Welcome. Yeah, everybody say hello to everybody. Wonderful people, truly. And I can't say that enough for everybody that comes into my live streams. Just really lovely people. And go and check out their channels and say hello to them on their channels and get to know them a little bit more. And not everybody has snakes that watch my videos and support me. And I think that is just so really wonderful of them to actually do that as well, because it's not everybody's interest and it's not everybody's life. And I must say, as I was saying with my comments, I made a comment that if I do talk about anything controversial, and it is, and I don't care what anybody says when it comes to me believing they tolerate and that they are predictable and so on, that isn't how everybody within the reptile community thinks or feels about snakes at all. In actual fact, they feel the opposite. And I'm trying to get across in those videos that understandably I know why you feel that way, because you do have to put time in with your snakes to know them and get to know them to the degree that I have, that I feel I can say that your snakes are predictable and will tolerate you. I've got Bryony out with you at the moment. She's on your shoulders and head. Oh yeah, gone are the days for the head for me, with especially Jack. Lily still try. Well, they all still try it, but they've forgotten that they've gotten bigger and just can't do it anymore. And this is consistency. This is what I'm talking about today, the consistency that you bring to your snake, the consistency that they bring back to you. And it's all a part of that tolerating us humans, and being so predictable with us humans, because we are consistent, and because we are, they are. And I think that's common sense. Hi, Dada's podcast. Thank you for coming in today and saying hello. Hey, actually is the word there. But yeah, as you can see, he knows, well, I go up, but I'm getting a heavy big boy. I can't make it that way. So I've kind of got pillow steps here for him to make his way up, but he's up the wrong end at the moment. And he is getting heavier. Doesn't mean he can't climb still, but he kind of is a little bit reliant on me to lift him up and get him on his way these days. Consistent. You see, he recognises what I do and will do for him as much as I recognise what he will do. And to live within that environment with your snake is the best life you'll ever have with your snakes, honestly. And I don't want to and would never ever condemn, hi Taylor, anybody that doesn't do it my way. But I question the reasons for having snakes for a lot of people. If you don't want to get to know them, hi Shirley, welcome today. I question it. Why? Or can you call that snake a pet? And many do. my snakes are my pets. But I question that. I think when you've got a few or whatever, you may be able to classify them as your pets. But when you go beyond that, how do you call them a pet anymore? Because you wouldn't be able to spend time with them and do with them like I do. You just can't, and you don't know that snake as I would know my snakes. And some people feel, why would I want to know my snake other than when it eats and poops? And oh, he's going to make his way up this way. He's a sneaky boy. Jack, I think I'm pointing in the right direction here. You'll see him coming around. It's more about he doesn't knock things over. Hi, Bits of Real Panther. Welcome today. Yeah, so when do you stand there and say, my 150 snakes are my pets? It just would be impossible for that. And he's messing around with Lily's light and has flicked that off. I just have to keep my eye because I don't want to see things sliding, and Jack will slowly bump him off. Where are you going, dude? Hey? Oh, well, thanks for putting the light back on. Yeah. So it is very important to have consistent behavior with your snake. And I guess every snake gets it to a certain degree. Well, I get fed this day of the week. I get somebody stick their hand in and grab my water bowl out every couple of days, and somebody sticks their hand in and cleans up my mess when I've made a mess. And occasionally they lift me out and they say, this is what I am. I'm this, and the genetics are, and that's how a lot of snakes live. And that isn't knowing Jack, that word about a snake. And I knew from the day I decided to have snakes, that was certainly not what I felt would be. So, man, I'm kind of surprised. I thought you quit YouTube on the last video of yours that I saw. Okay, I don't know if you're talking about Bits of Real Panther, but let me know so I can sort of tune into that. Yeah, Bryony is a coastal carpet python, and she's going to end up as big as Jack as well. And in the coastal carpet pythons, the females aren't necessarily bigger than males. A lot of the time, the males are bigger than the females. Okay, my chat just completely disappeared, guys. Okay, it's back. Sorry, gotta love. I should have included. Oh, it's okay. No worries. I'm thinking, what did I do in my last video? And surely I'll have to go and check yours out and see what Bits of Real Panther is actually saying. I hope you don't, Shirley. Sometimes YouTube can get us down and we think, why am I doing my videos? But there's always people out there that appreciate them. Believe me, there really is. So it's about hanging in there. And guys, I've just, I reached my hours a few months ago, but it's taken YouTube a while to get to everybody. And basically, I I think you've lost sight of Jack. I might turn the light on for you, and you might be able to see where he's heading and what he's actually doing up there, which is exploring everything and anything. Very familiar with climbing up there. I'm glad I put the enclosure there actually, because it gives them that extra area to climb and explore and get to where they want to go. But now I've forgotten what I was talking about. Does anybody remember what I was actually saying then? Coastal carpet pythons. See, snakes are always curious, TJ. That is the one thing about every snake, I think. But, you know, living in, and I understand why people keep them in. You got your, thanks, Joe. Oh, gosh, that's why I need you here, Joe, to keep me where I need to be going. But, yeah, I got my house many months ago, waiting for the backlog to catch up. And I finally got the email a couple of days ago to say that I'm verified, and they monetized or remonetized. And in doing that, I had 80 videos that were or needed review. And I'll never understand that review system and why. I don't swear, I don't, nothing in my videos, and yet so many of them are constantly needing to be reviewed. So it's a bit of a pain in the ass. I just swore. So I might not have this monetized at all. Sometimes you say words and you don't even realize that you're saying it, but you get what I mean. I never understand it, and I get really confused. It can be just your title that can have one word in it, and I'm thinking a lot of the time if you just say the word snake, it might be demonetized. I don't know. But anyway, I'm back there and finally have earned back monetization. And not that I earn majorly anything on here anyway. I did get one payment when it was all shut down, because I had got and earned $100, I think, by then, and so they sent me and put $100 in my account. So anyway, $100 bought feeders for my snakes that particular time, and I bought $100 worth of feeders, which you'll see is not a lot of feeders, but here's my lovely friend. Oh, hi, Star. Thank you so much for popping in. I see the other $sign in the comment thing, so hopefully that's a good sign. Yeah, my super chat went back on. Not that that's kind of there, but it's at least something, isn't it? That's what YouTube is pushing you for, is to do your videos and be consistent in uploading and putting content out there for everybody. And that's a hard slog. It can be. And there are times when I'm sort of, fortunately, you know, I do have my snakes out a lot and doing something, but I don't always necessarily have something that I want to talk to you about to do with them in particular. And so sometimes I just ramble on about them and think, well, not, whoa, that nearly fell down. I'll grab that. Thanks, Jack. That was just his tail end, because if that was his whole booty, it'd have gone on the ground. What are you doing? See, when they stop dead still, you're thinking, are they going to the toilet? See, that's how my brain tunes in. Don't go to the toilet, whatever you do. Sorry, I'm just checking because I really do not want to mess up here. What are you doing, dude? Hey, oh, sorry. Did I bump you? Okay. No, he's just chilling. He's just, it's nice and warm down there because Lily's heating panel is down that side, so he can feel the warmth coming up through the roof of the enclosure. Now he's having a yawn. I wish I could zoom, but I can't. So you can't really see his head, but he's resting it on the rock at the moment. Hi. Now I don't want to fleef, Maida. Is that how you actually say it? Welcome today. You've got a kid-friendly channel and there's no bad language allowed, but that's okay. Yeah, well, really, in the end, you don't really need to use bad language at all, TJ. It's unnecessary. And I don't swear in real life. You know, I might say bum or S as in it, but that's about it. And I have to be very mindful of that because of the children that I have in my care, to use no bad language because they're pretty good at using it without me putting that in the mix with them. That just gives them a green light to say to me, but you swear. And so I avoid it as much as possible. For you, isn't this like the middle of the night? No. For me, it is 11 o'clock in the morning. For a lot of people, I know it's later in the evening, wherever you are. And it's Sunday and it's Monday, which is why I do my live streams on a Monday, because it's generally a day off for a lot of people who watch my channel. And for me, more often than not, of course, my boys are at school. So this gives me a little bit of time to get online and do a live. And I'm actually going to try and organise and work it out. I'm going to invite and have a few people on, not just myself. Maybe for next time, if I can get that sorted. And a few other people who have reptiles, and even if you don't, I will get in contact with some people I know and see if they want to join in on the day. And then that could be an all-round question and answer day for everybody. And I'm thinking about, I don't know how you feel, doing a video and just a tag video where I ask a few questions of people and they do a video for me or for themselves, but actually answering some questions, because I think I've put some things out there that I'd really like to see other people visually, verbally talk about their own experiences with their reptiles, be that whether they agree with me or disagree with me or whatever on certain things. I think that, you know, I'd like to do a little bit more of that with other people in the reptile community and do some, not so much the collaborations as such, but certainly have some people join me on the Hangouts at some stage. So I'll aim for that next week and I'll see how I go. Yeah, it is, TJ. It's very much a kid-friendly, and I think keep it that way. We do get a lot of kids watching our videos, and I know I do. So, and lots of kids love seeing my snakes and know them all by name and exactly who they are by the thumbnail, even before they've gone into the video itself. And lots of friends are the same too, adults. Know who my snakes are by the thumbnail without a name being, which is great, isn't it? They all know them by name pretty much now. So that's consistency of doing videos and telling you who I've got and who they are, and people get to know them. Doing well. In my case, I don't know if having a reptile would be wise on account of my 2 ordinary cats. Well, I guess for me, I've always had cats, dogs, and so forth in my life. I am fortunate that all my snakes are pretty good with the other animals in my home, and those other animals are very good with my snakes too. Actually, too good, and it worries me a little bit because if they were to see a wild snake, my cats would be more than likely to go over there and try and give it a kiss, which I did a video with Jessie and my cat. Jessie wasn't too pleased. That was a bit close for comfort, if nothing else. But there was no intent to harm her. It was more, go away. You're just too close. And it concerned Jessie that day. Yep. Everybody talk to everybody. That's what I think live streams are all about, is everyone chatting with one another. And certainly, by all means, as I said, go and have a look at others' channels. I have, a lot. Don't have snakes, as I said, and wonderful supporters. Just amazing. And probably will never have snakes in their life. And if honestly, in a way, it's been good because they've seen how I care for a snake, and they haven't looked at it as getting a snake and sticking it in a tub, and that's the life for a snake. So that's a good thing about people that aren't already got reptiles in their life. They see my way, which for many isn't the way, but for me it's certainly the way to do it. And I'll never ever say it's not the way to do it. It is the way to do it. And to see personalities and to see curiosity. And I have got a video that I will be putting up probably tomorrow of Lily going into a little bit of that consistency, but probably more from her end, and her consistent behaviour, and showing you what that is. And I also show you me getting her out from the hangout spot as best I could with one camera, and she did pretty well. You'll see how I managed to get my snakes down from up top here. It went better than I expected, actually, but I wasn't able to grab the camera through the whole process. But you certainly see me telling her it's time to come home. You're going home. She'd been out for quite a while, so yeah, there comes a point you've got to go home. And I think in the video I also say they're pretty quick to tell me that they want to come out and do something and explore and or see me, but they're not very quick to tell me when they want to go home. And I don't know why that is, apart from they would much rather live out here than be in their enclosure. And I think that's the truth. I just wish I could set this room up where maybe they didn't ever have to go back in their enclosure, to be honest. But maybe one day. Yeah, constant behaviour. Yeah, I know it is, Jimmy. Are you telling me? Oh, so you can only do what you can do. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Jimmy, I know you've already tuned into my way of caring for your snakes, and all I can say is thank you for doing that with them, because I know you're going to have buddies, and I know you already have. I know you're already seeing that from them. So Doesn't take much, really, to do what I do. And I do say it takes more than what a lot of people do, because there's that side of it as well. You can't create a relationship with your snake for 10 minutes a day, or every third day, or once a week. You just can't. You don't get a snake with a personality as such, or to see a personality, if it lives in a tub. What can a snake do in a tub except lay there and go to sleep? Or go over and have a drink, or lay on top of its hide, or what really can a snake do in a tub? Nothing. Yeah, Lily right now is asleep in a hammock, but she comes out, she goes for a bit of a wander, and she comes and has a look out the door, and then she'll go and lay up and get warm. But she's got the opportunity to do more than living in a tub. I would hate to even think about putting a snake in a tub. Yes, I had a punny in there. She was a baby. Now she's in that other enclosure. My goodness, it's like, wow, what a place to live. And she loves it. But she loves coming out too. So consistency is so important. The more consistent you are, the more consistent in behavior that your snakes will be towards you. Totally. And repetitive. There's no unpredictability from you. There's no unpredictability from them. The two go together. And it works really, really well. And I would like so many more people to understand that is how you will get that trust and bond with your snake. They know what you're going to do, and they know that you know what they're going to do, because you've spent the time with them and you've watched them and you've got to know them. It is so important. And I want to give my snakes the best quality of life I can. And that to me is paramount, beyond everything to do with the snake. The basics are easy: heat, humidity, size of enclosure, what size food they're going to eat, and so on. To me, that's the easiest part of having a snake in your life. Getting to know them so well that even if you made a mistake, okay, because we make mistakes, we don't stop and think, and sometimes we'll do something. I know my snakes, especially the Lily and the Jack, at this particular, or even a Parney, I could go through them all except maybe Tessa and Sia at this particular point. If I made a mistake, they still would not do something unpredictable, because that's the bond and trust I have with them, because of how I've lived with them and treated them. So I never have that bother. If I make a mistake, they're forgiving, instantly forgiving me. I don't think there's anything I could do to Jack or Lily that they would turn around and bite me. I just don't think it's possible at this point in my life with them, that all of a sudden on a dime they'd swing around and have a go at me. It just wouldn't happen. I'm not going to try and do anything to prove the point, because that would be stupid of me. That's how much trust I have with them. And I know everybody can have it. You just got to put in the time with them, guys. Honestly, you'll miss it if you don't. And if you don't think I'm right, fine. I'm typing in the chat while listening. That's no worries. Real Panther. Yeah, I do that as well. I can't too many open. Otherwise, okay. Hi to Chits Crew. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's lovely to see you. Snakes would probably get bored in it. Absolute. Well, I did a video about bored snakes. Absolutely, TJ. They would totally get bored in there. No worries, Star, if you've already gone. Thanks for popping in. Everybody's saying hello and goodbye. I need to hit a few more channels on the live circuit. Yep, that's the way to do it. That's how people get to know you. Real Panther, that put yourself out there, just introducing yourself and saying hello to somebody, acknowledging the people that are in chat, and acknowledging by saying bye to them and will get you people who will go, he was a really nice person, or she was a really nice person, and then they tune into your channel and come over and say hello to you there. That is how to do it. Don't go to these everybody sub each other channels or videos. It really doesn't work. You might get your numbers, but you're not going to get your views. You just won't. You will make some really good, consistent supporters here, but remember to support them back. It's no good. You've got to support back on YouTube. If you don't, you won't get the support. Unfortunately, you won't. No matter how great your videos are or not, you won't get the support unless you support others. That is so important. And what I do is I prioritize the people who support my channel and leave comments, and I know many don't, but leave a comment and take the time to do that. They're the first people I go and support. Absolutely. It's the only way you can do it and maintain that relationship with those people is to prioritize them. And why wouldn't you? You would do that. So that's the way to get good supporters and keep good supporters, is continue to support them and put them on the top of the list first. And everybody else is just going to have to wait until you get there. And I do eventually get to others' channels, but there's not enough hours in the day sometimes. So, is there anybody I haven't spoke? Pastor Jim, welcome. Hello to you. Yeah. So that is, I guess, what I really wanted to say to you all is consistency is the one thing that you will get back in a good way if you do with your snakes. I don't change things very often on them because I think I've got it to where they're happy and I'm happy. And they're happy because I can read them now and I know what they're telling me. And I think they appreciate it. And I'm not making mistakes anymore with them because they've told me this is what I want and this is how I want it done. I'm at their beck and call. Truly I am. And that may sound, oh my goodness, gay. But it's not like they say jump and I jump. But it's very hard for me to not see Lily come out when she's asked to come out. And Lily asks to come out. I don't make her come out. I don't force anything with any of my snakes. They tell me what they want and then I do. And I'm not one to get a snake out and say to you, this is what I've got in this, boom. This is what I've got in this. Boom. Please don't do that. Don't do that ever with your snake. If you get that snake out, keep that snake out. It's great to see all your collection. It's wonderful to see all of what everybody's got. But I'm happy for you to get one out and talk about that one snake for half an hour, then show me 20 in half an hour. It's just the way I am. What is that? What is that snake thinking? Ah, here we go again. This is a blah, 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 and it's this old, and I'm going to breed her next year with Mr. Joe Blow down here, and it's going to make het pied clowns, whatever. Boom, thank you. Now, this is going to be the daddy, and he is whatever, whatever. I cringe, and I think that poor goddamn snake. You picked it up and brought it out, and then you just shoved it back in again. Stop doing that. That is terrible for that snake. Just terrible. Before I get really into that, I'll better. I adopted a 5-year-old. Oh, Quill Scythe. Welcome. Thank you. I'll read your comment. I adopted a 5-year-old my boa constrictor and a 6-year-old female Jumerals within the last month. I spend one-on-one time with them every morning before work for about amazing. Thank you. And I'm sure that your snakes are thanking you too, that you are doing that with them, because whether they're that age or not, to turn their life around and start giving them that, they're going to know, wow, this life is great. This person is amazing. And you're going to have beautiful, beautiful snakes in your life. I mean, I've got Sia, and she's 3 years old and just got her. And I'm spending as much time with her as I can. For the same reason, I want her to know I've got the time and I'm going to give it to you, sweetie. You've had 3 years, and I don't know how your boas were kept previously, but I know my Sia got bugger all in her life in terms of any attention from a human. And I plan on giving her that for the rest of her life. And I want my snakes. And one day they're going to get old. And I'm going to see them pass away. And I want to know that I gave them the best possible life I could. That to me is more important than anything. And it's the same for my cats and my dogs. Give them the best possible life. So quickly, what is going on? I don't know, TJ, what is going on? Fill me in. Hear TJ roar. Absolutely, you'll hear him roar. I feel the same way about snakes as this lady. And one soft kiss, another YouTuber. Yes, and Carla and I are very, very good friends. Quillside, we, I think, are very much soul sisters. We think the same. We a lot of the things we have around us are exactly the same. It's weird sometimes, and she'll do a video and put it up, and vice versa, that I'm editing on the same subject, and talking pretty much about the same thing. She is amazing, Carla from One Soft Kiss. I love her to death, and yeah, we've become very, very good friends because of YouTube. Really, if I didn't have that, I wouldn't know Carla. And watching her videos, I sit there and I'm Yes, Carla, you are right. Uh, that's all I can say about Carla and me. I know she does the same watching my videos, and always leaves a comment. Holy dooly, thank goodness you're saying it, and keep on saying it. Don't change it. Very much in tune with Carla, and I know you know her quite well too if you've been watching a lot of her videos. I don't believe older snakes are a lost cause. Never, never. And I've actually done a video that what I would really like to do in my life is for those people that have given up or feel that their snake is just too hard to handle or has never gotten past that. I'm going to bite this stage. I would love to rehabilitate rather than them give up, and show them that you can, with a lot of time and patience put in, be able to keep that snake and turn it around. I know you can do it. Absolutely can do it. I'm still doing it with my Bradley, who just shed, and she's looking beautiful, guys. She really is. I'm still doing it with Tessa, but that's okay. She's going to get bigger and more mellow because that's what they do. Unless you've never spent the time with them, you got no hope. You have to change the way that you're caring for that snake to get it to turn around. Something you're doing isn't blending right with it. You just got to tune in. Hi, Carolyn. Oh, on the smart TV with Joe. Cool. Well, that'd be like this, hey? A big me. Don't know if that's a good thing or not, Carolyn. Where are we at? I basically want to become like you and Carla and spread awareness of snake intelligence and dispel the ridiculous myths surrounding them. Thank you, Quillside, and I hope you do. I really hope that you do. So many, I wouldn't even call them myths. Really, they're what people, and too many people are saying about them. That is what is happening. There's too many that say it's this, and there's too few of us that say it's this. And that's the honest truth. If you look at my comments, I will tell you there's this many that are reptile keepers, and there are this many that don't own a reptile, because what I'm saying isn't for them. They don't believe a snake has any intelligence past instinct. They don't believe that they can show emotions in any way whatsoever, that they are unpredictable, and so on. And if I were to conform and go to the basic of the the YouTube channels about reptiles, I probably get a lot more views. But I'll be damned if I ever will. I just will not do it, because these videos are not about me. These videos are about my snakes and the life for snakes. And somebody has to speak up. And that's me, Carla. We're the bigger ones, I think, that really put this out there. But we need a whole lot more to join in, step in, start telling it like you see it, how you do it, what you've seen, what you've experienced, and what you're learning. Because I learn all the time from everybody. I'd love to see more people adopt older snakes and show how quickly they can learn new things. And you're absolutely right. Lily was older when I got her. Jack was older. I didn't get them as babies. Sia's 3 years old. Maya was 3 years old. The only babies really that I've had is a pony, and the other babies were 8 months of age, which are still babies, but all of the others have been, oh, Jessie was a baby-ish, but most of them have been older and just not wanted anymore, I guess. Not because of behaviour, just not wanted. So, but yeah, I get you, Quilside, and you could do that with your boas. I know Azzy with Squeezy is the same. She got her girl older, who was living a dreadful life where she was and how she was being cared for, and she's the most amazing boa, and she's a red tail, and you should see her girl. One beautiful girl, and her name's Squeezy because she does squeeze. They're big body snakes. They need a lot of what's the word? Area to hold on to when you're holding them. And I see people get these big snakes out and they are not supporting them properly, and you see this snake panicking, and I kind of hold the snake properly, please. Like, yeah, maybe I do that occasionally with my guys too. Could support them a little bit better. And you'll see me when I'm grabbing Lily out, I grab her by the tail and think, don't hold a snake by the tail, but consistency. She knows what I'm doing. I don't hurt her. I'm not yanking her tail, but I need to hold. It was the way she slipped, though. I don't normally grab by the end of her tail, but she knows I'm going to get her tail end before she can wrap it around something so I can continue to get her down. Carpets, use that tail like a vice-like grip. And once they've gripped, to try and undo it, unless they're tail sensitive like Tessa, and all I have to do is tickle it and she unwraps it anyway. So yeah, stay true to you, and that's what everybody needs to do. I'm not a sheep, unfortunately. I'm not going to follow what everybody else, majority of everybody else, thinks and does with snakes. I wouldn't have snakes personally if that was how I was looking after them. Not saying that people who keep snakes like that shouldn't have them, but it's definitely not my way to have snakes in my life. TJ, nobody can forget about you. Yeah, Tessa, I was almost tempted to get her out because she's just shed and she's looking amazingly beautiful. And I don't know either, and I've lost the chat again. Where did you go? Keeps blanking out and coming back. Yeah, I can tell that my snakes weren't held properly because they panic when they're picked up initially. It's important to show them that you're sturdy, but always gentle. Very, very true. Very true. Especially boys, such heavy-bodied snakes. They need to know they're not going to fall and drop and anything happen to them. So they will grip you. Just ask Azzy about Squeezy. Squeezy she is an awesome girl. And do you know that most of the time Squeezy sleeps all night with Azzy in a bed? All night. No way would my snakes do that. They want to play. They want to explore. They want to do things. They want to, what's this? What's over there? Can I get over there? Can I climb that? Can I go under that? I wouldn't get any sleep. I just wouldn't. None of my snakes would just lay in a bed and go to sleep for the night. Squeezy does. And Azzy will wake up in the middle of the night and he's Squeezy with a head on her, fast asleep. How's that for a snake? A boa. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Does it hurt them when they shed? No. No. The most that goes on there with a snake when they're shedding is they're very sensitive. Their skin is very sensitive at that time, but it certainly doesn't hurt them to shed. If anything, it's such an effort. It's a big job for a snake to shed. And more often than not, what I say to people is give them their space when they're in shed. Leave them be. Let them go through that shedding process. Give them a day's rest after they've shed. It can be tiring, especially your big guys. And you can see Jack up there. Now that's made for the little snakes to hang out on. Tell Jack, that's the baby spot, and you've got the big boy spot over here. No, Jack likes there for some reason. Where are we at? Purple Blue TV, thank you for popping in, and hello to you, or good evening to you. It's 11:35 a.m. So not even lunchtime yet. Yeah, my snakes would disappear in 2 minutes too, Joe. You're absolutely right there. Carpet pythons especially. And I know you've got a ball python too. So bigger snakes, of course, are a bit slower, but they don't stay still. Are you right, Jack? Yep. See, what's hard about having snakes, really? Well, for me anyway, I just go have fun. Go and enjoy yourself. Yeah, and that's why I sort of say to people, make things available if you can. Put some things around for them to actually go to and utilize as somewhere to hang out. You know, we have a couch to sit on and so forth. Why not have something they can go and hang on and sit on and even go to sleep on? Trust me, Lily goes up into the hangout spot and she goes to sleep. I think she's got one eye on me all the time, wondering what I'm doing. Yeah, she would be, Jimmy, for sure. Yeah, they do. They never stop shedding, TJ, ever. They just slow down. As they get older, the time between a shed can be longer because their growth rate slows down as they get older. But they certainly never stop growing at all. No worries, Tuchis crew. It's what I'm here for. I imagine shedding feels like rolling tape off your entire body. If it's tugged or really stuck on there, that would hurt. Well, we, as I guess reptile keepers, we do know that it's got to be fairly moist for them to get that shed off. So that's hence why humidity is so important to a snake. They need that to help them shed. Lots of fresh water. And when my snakes are going through the shedding process, and I'm a stickler for fresh water anyway, but I will change it every day. For Jack, you know how I will give Jack a drink during that shedding process. I offer him water every day, and then I know they've got plenty of hydration going on. But Jack will actually let me help him shed, and so will Lily sometimes. So because they can get lazy and they know Mum will help them. So it can't hurt. Otherwise, they wouldn't let me go near them when they're in shed at all. But I don't handle my snakes when they're in shed. I get plenty of time with them, handling them. I don't need to do it. So it's called a stuck shed. It is very much so. Free roam someday, maybe after moving into a house. Yeah, that's what I've said. You really do have to have the availability to do it. And I've been fortunate, that I own my home. So I can do what I really want to do with it. And I've tried to make this room, it's not completely snake friendly, reasonably safe for them. But there's so much more I could do. I just got to win tats, and then you'd see this room completely different. Again, there would certainly be an extension, and that whole room would be set for a snake to just free roam and do whatever it wants. And I would still have my space with them so that they could come to me if they wanted and be around me at the same time. So I've got it all in my head, exactly what I want to do for them. I just need the money to be able to do it. But I'll get there one day. What advice would you have for young people with full-time jobs who still want to keep large snakes happy? I think it still comes down to, you can have a full-time job, have big snakes, but having this setup is perfect. I can do everything that I want in my snake room. It's not a separate. It's not where I say, I'm going to my snake room now. I live in the snake room, or the snakes live in this room, but it's their room really. Yeah, I've got all my stuff around, but I have everything set up. I can't let them free roam as such. I've got to have my eye on them all the time, which I do. And I'm able, this is great because I can see behind me and I'm not craning my neck to see what dude's doing up there. This is what you can do with a big snake. Have a space where they can get out and go. And you can get on with, well, for me, catching up on videos and so forth, but my kitchen is right there, so I can still see in here. I mean, I leave Lily out in this room, up in the hangout spot, and I grab my camera and I run outside and do a video with one of my other snakes. And I just come back in every few minutes, check on Lily, make sure she's still there. She's fine. So building an environment in a room where you can be and continue to do bits, watch TV. I could watch TV if I wanted to, but I'm not a TV person. And my snakes can be out. And I can have one on the jungle gym. I can have one over there in the hangout spot. And I can have Jack over here. And they just move to and fro all around me. I'm watching. They've got freedom. So you can work full time, but have an environment where you can get home from work, chill, and be able to have that little bit of handling time with them, and then let them go and let them go and do what they want to do. And they're fairly safe. And they are. Like, Jack's been free roaming pretty much this entire video. He's good. He's having fun. He loves being out. The heat is going. It's lovely and warm. And this is how I spend my day, with one or more of them out. Lily just got fed last night, and that's the only reason Lily isn't out today. Otherwise, Jack would be out and Lily would be out. So I'm getting a female ball python and a leopard geckos from Mike from about Ball and Boas geckos, so I breed my ball pythons and leopard. Yep, and if that's what you want to do, TJ, good on you. I've done a video about to breed or not to breed, and I ask a few questions of the community out there to give me some answers on that. So I hope to get that video up very soon. There's, it's not my thing to breed, but I wonder if we should, our females especially. It's one thing that, you might have a bit of a frustrated male in your home, but for health reasons, I'm asking the question and putting it out there to the community what they think about not breeding your females. And and whether that's good for them or not. And I haven't bred Lily. I don't know if I really want to. Of course, so much risk in breeding them. But, you know, I do know and have been told it can shorten their lifespans. Yeah, they still go through all that process of follicles and ovulation. And am I being cruel? That's what I want to know from others. Really, that's my question in the video. It's called a snake house. Yep. Hi, Twin Crow 747. Thank you for dropping in. So, guys, I've been on for my hour today. And as you know, I don't like to keep people. I think an hour is long enough to keep people busy lives. It's Sunday. Go and enjoy your day or evening, wherever you are. You've got a male and a female, but I've never bred. Oh, that's right. You've got two. Sorry, Joe. Just seems a little too risky and beyond my time and money. And that's what it is too. Though, you know, you can let Mama MI them, Joe, and it doesn't cost a lot really for Mum to do it all by herself. But I think it is a risk. And I don't want to, and I know, you know, it happens. And, you know, Carla's just been through it. I don't even want to imagine my life without Lily, personally. I just don't. She is, yeah, something about Lily. I don't know, something about her. And I don't think I'd ever get another snake that comes anywhere near Lily, ever, somehow. Apart from a Pani. She's in that smaller package. Yeah, dreadful thought. But guys, I am going to say goodbye. And Jack is going to hang out, as you can see. Has made himself comfortable and going to go to sleep. And if snakes could snore, I reckon Jack would be a snorer, for sure. But yeah, he's going to snooze. Thing is, I've got to remember he's there, because sometimes I've gone out the door, gone to go to the shop, got to the gate, gone, oh, and had to run back inside and put them back in their enclosure. I think I'm Alzheimer-y, or just old age, forget things more easily now. So everybody, thank you for popping in today and saying hello. The last in the whole of the live stream, actually. I appreciate everybody here. No worries, Joe. I like doing live streams, but I feel I'm useless. I honestly do. I just think, how does anybody do 2 hours or 3 hours or 4 hours of doing a live stream? I don't know how they do it. Like, they're so good, really good at it. Maybe I should have some music playing in the background, or I don't know. But I think, you know, an hour or so is pretty long enough to keep people online and focused, actually. A bit like snakes, although I think their attention span is way better than ours is as humans. So guys, yep, you take care of yourself. Family, friends, absolutely friends. Some of them are more important and closer to you than your family too. Your snakes, I haven't got any other animals around. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. So love to you all, And I'll see you next Monday. Ciao, everyone.